Cancer. There seems to be a frequency in terms of needing to find the establishment of what lights up the pathway for you. Are you in this position where you're seeking to reignite perhaps an old flame or an old way of thinking? Something that used to be with you many, many eons ago, many moons ago. Welcome to the Arcana Veil. We have Libra in your oracle, suggesting that there's definitely some sort of energy coming forward here. There's the ship, expecting new change through the waters. We have the scythe here, which suggests that you're basically going to be disconnecting certain connections with someone. You may be connecting with other people that might help you to disconnect completely from or cut off the way things used to be, because you're choosing a pathway that really ship sort of suspended above the earth here in the waters. Very much a Cancerian thing to do, because remember I've said to you before, if you've not been here before, I have a special acknowledgement or an affirmation for Cancer, because Cancer seems to be able to move between realities either way, other way, any way. Cancer is able to move between those aspects. There's definitely a frequency with regards to bringing in maybe a experience that will require a little bit of a different way of approaching a new way of thinking. That is an old way of thinking, because I see you definitely cutting off something that doesn't belong to you anymore. Maybe you're shedding an old shell and you're busy clearing up a new one. You are establishing a new pathway going forward. Let's have a look for you. What's ahead? We have the 6 of coins here, definitely bringing in some balance there. 6, a very nice wholesome number. We have the 8 of swords here underneath the ship. Something that's held you in place. Maybe it wasn't even your belief systems. We have the temperance here. Truly the classical nature of your nature is to be very careful in how you remove certain things. Knight of coins here. Very much bringing in a new way of doing. Too many cards, but I'll take these two because they felt I needed to. So we have the Emperor here and we have the 3 of swords. I will place 3 of swords right there. I'll put this one away. In the nature of the reality in which you seem to be establishing your own foundation, which it has been for some time, you've been contested and tested abound by being questioned, by asking and giving things around. I'm seeing someone who's had a problem with finances, who's been having to just give. I keep hearing you just give and give and give. You give too much. But in the nature here, you also seem to be doing it in a balanced way. Maybe you're going into that point now where you're actually going to give what is definitely worth giving to, and not really giving to every single thing your attention. It definitely suggests here, 8 of swords, perhaps you've wanted to blindfold yourself a little bit to time out so that you can actually observe what comes in the distance for you, inside of you, the ship, meaning your soul, perhaps traversing through the waters of your essence, of who you truly are. And that nature here definitely clear, coming through as having to cut through that which has not been of service. I'm seeing for some of you, you're actually breaking away from old modalities. There's something about religion also here. Maybe some of you going away from church or something. But there's also a slowing down, a process of needing to take time out and observe fully the way that the changes do operate for you. Knight of Coins, also a slow mover. Again, emphasizing the slowness of actually being deliberate in how you do this. I'd say we could observe you as as someone that is able to do surgery with precision, but in a particular time in which you should be doing this going forward, because it requires Three of Swords, the healing of the heart, to be able to re-establish the Emperor back in its position again within yourself. And in this way, there's the nature of healing the scythe, the swords, breaking that out. Basically, like I said, breaking that old shell off that doesn't belong anymore. I mean, you've outgrown it. You are not who you used to be 10 years ago. I mean, why do you want to go back there? There's a little something there that's been left behind. Let's have a look and see what there is in the subconscious for you. We have the Lovers. About choices, very much emphasizing what we've just been talking about. Here we have the Four of Wands underneath the Eight of Swords. A little bit of a conflicting situation here. At heart, you really have a fiery energy within you, but you would like to play it cool. Eight of Pentacles here, Eight of Swords there. There is a little bit of a wound here, or a little space here that requires a little bit of connection in terms of finances. You are not the sum of your value that you make. You are more than what you make in your physical nature. You have the Empress underneath the Knight of Coins, the Emperor there. You are coming into alignment here. Let's have a look and see where we're going with this. I can see that there's definitely a re-establishment of new ideas. There's the Hanged Man, the Hierophant here. Sorry. The Hierophant is here, underneath the Emperor. In this nature of the choice, you are now establishing a very secure, precise way of looking at things. Like I said, you're doing surgery, cosmic surgery on a particular problem that you've had for some time. The way you're addressing it is by using that instrument, which is like the shape of your pincer. And you're basically cutting away those things that are dead and old, that have been in your path for so long. Maybe you're even cleaning out the wounds around the way you feel about yourself when you earn financially. You're really going into that perspective, and you have to be still. You have to be in the temperance space. You have to have the angelic force of support here within your nature to be able to have the space and time to essentially cut away that which is dead, which doesn't have to be in your path anymore. It means that you're also going to be speaking your truth a little bit more often than usual, and this may actually really create a lot of healing for you. Lovers here, in the sense of knowing that you have the choice to set things in place, knowing that you can actually bring your masculine and your feminine together in a whole state of energy. If this is physical, you and your person of interest will rejoin or reconnect in a more balanced way, where you will be able to establish what works and what does not. I think that there's a lot of focus on needing to get through this last part of the year. Five of Wands, definitely indicative of having to work very hard to actually get to that point, because you're super exhausted. I can see that you're also wanting to, just like I said, escape. This makes me feel like you want to escape. And escaping is perhaps going to help in some ways, but not all the time. So while you are in escape mode, I would advise you to go inward reflection mode. That would maybe basically just kind of solve the situation in two ways. You know, Hierophant towards over the Three of Swords here, and the Emperor and the Empress in diagonal connection with one another. Very strongly telling you that you're definitely coming into that alignment that you've been looking for some time. But it had to take a lot of time. High Priestess here over the heart energy. The High Priestess in itself giving you the inspiration and the guidance to do so. it takes time to cut away things that don't work. It requires also a lot of revocations of old beliefs that you used to have about how certain things used to be. And in that you're going to be in a state of sort of suspended above things where it won't really affect you as much as you think it would, because the impact is really on the heart itself and how you think and feel about things. I'd say you're going to be very busy in terms of clearing out all of that debris, but it does look like you're actually doing it quite peacefully, in a very well-established manner, because going forward it really is showing that you have definitely embarked into a position of a lot more authority, emperor, over yourself. Remember, I think the lesson to take away for you is perhaps to do with that you are not the sum of what you make. You are infinite potential in that way. So take your time, clean away the old wounds, cut the cords, revoke the old belief systems, and make way for a new path. You are about to find yourself in a new direction, which you have single-handedly created. And congratulations on that. I will leave this with you, Cancer. This was your reading. Until next time.